The following interviews are from participants attending the annual gathering event at Haddo House, where Conversation Cafes are invited to come together as part of the Aberdeenshire Wellbeing Festival held in May. Some footage is from previous interviews held at local Conversation Cafes in Aberdeenshire.
Conversation Cafes tends to be an umbrella term for a range of cafes, pop-up cafes, recovery cafes, dementia cafes. They're about supporting people to be well, to keep well, and to get well. Quite often the cafes have speakers, do a range of different activities, go on trips and so forth, go along to other cafes. Annually we have a big, what we call a Conversation Cafe gathering, which brings all the Conversation Cafes in Aberdeenshire together. They're free, anybody's welcome to come along.
We asked what are the benefits for people coming along to a Conversation Cafe.
The cafe benefits me just for getting my confidence up around new people.
Socially, I don't know if it's because I'm going to the same place.
Thoroughly enjoy it. We're going every month. My mother-in-law goes and my sister-in-law goes. There's a few of us, family-wise, goes to see what's going on, and we like to take part. It makes you feel good. You get more into the community of things. There's always somebody there speaking about different things. So it's just a friendly atmosphere. It brings everybody together, and you benefit from it. It makes you feel so good.
Some of our friends told us about it, so we went it and really enjoyed it. Even though it was just once a month, it was really good. You meet new people, make new friends, you have a laugh, you have banter with the staff. It's all good fun. Personally myself, I like the way it's run. You have a good laugh and
getting out of the house, getting to meet different people, change the scenery, just company for other people really.
This has been a lifeline for me coming to the cafe, both socially and for the information and for the sort of empathy as well that I get here.
Some meet once a week, some meet once a month. They usually have a regular day. We exchange speakers. If somebody at one cafe says, "Oh, we've had a good speaker, it was good," the participants really enjoyed that, and somebody else said, "Oh, I'll try that." So it brings a range of people from a whole range of different backgrounds together. It's great to see people progress from being a participant and just coming along to volunteering, to get involved in the committee, to get involved in the support group, to get involved in the planning, the Conversation Cafe gathering. It's just great to see that progression.
So why should others maybe get involved in coming along to a Conversation Cafe?
I think it's got a social benefit really, because it's hard to make the first step sometimes, even just coming to an in-person Conversation Cafe. If your confidence is low like I was, I think you can start to feel your feet underneath you, and it just makes you more confident around new people.
Because it gets you in amongst people. If you're sat in a house on your own, and like me, that's what I was, with just animals and things to speak to, in my case. But some people are just sat in a house on their own, but they could come along to Conversation Cafe and sit down at a table, and somebody's guaranteed to start chatting to them. My barrier was literally because I did just sit at home.
It gives me structure. Because I know how mental health can affect people. I've been pretty low, social anxiety wise and depression wise, so I do find it hard to converse with other people. But I know when you're all kind of in the same boat, it's good to be able to just see other faces. Even if you don't stay for the whole time of the cafe, just turning up in itself is an achievement. You may not need to walk through the door, but it is still, you should still give yourself a pat on the back for that. It also gives more structure, depending on how much you're actually doing, in that month. So it's more things to look forward to, and it's less time to go by when you're not seeing the other people,
It's super because you get to meet and mix with everybody, and I mean they've got something on every month and it's brilliant.
Meeting different people and doing different things with them, serving their teas and speaking and just meeting different people.
With all the different ages of people, with older people and younger people, and just seem to get on really well.
I suppose for me personally, it would be in terms of accessibility. So if somewhere's easy to get to, if the building's easy to get into, being in a wheelchair and things. I would just say it's a sort of safe space to go to, for company. Particularly if you're somebody that's anxious, it's a quite a welcoming environment to be in.
We have a guest speaker every month, which folks seem to enjoy. The children and the older people, a really, really big mix of different people. And an opportunity to learn something new.
Conversation cafes are by people, for people, so the participants are encouraged to get involved in managing and running the cafes. It supports volunteering opportunities, it supports people, it gives people confidence, it develops skills and well-being.
People often become volunteers or hosts of new conversation cafes, and we asked why some had decided to do this for themselves.
I've now taken a contributing role in some of the online conversation cafes by hosting a monthly kind of online virtual quiz.
But knowing that I'm not the only volunteer there, I can just say that I'm having a bit of a hard day and I'll just stay more in the kitchen.
My daughter goes to the resource centre in Ellen, and she's now started volunteering, doing the teas and serving at the Conversation Cafe in Ellen.
I was involved for about 4 years, down some gardens through my work. We served the teas and tidied up, and I really enjoyed it. It was just to get see folk enjoying themselves and kind of yup to everybody and seeing everybody happy and enjoying themselves.
Befriending, or having somebody to bring somebody along initially until they get to know other people, and then they would have the confidence maybe to come on their own after that. But I think befriending is an important thing.
We'll have what's called a Conversation Cafe support group, and our ambition is to encourage more cafes across Aberdeenshire, particularly a few more in South Aberdeenshire, and the kind of support group will kind of help to do that. So, as I say, Conversation Cafes are for people, by people.
If you would like to find out more about Conversation Cafes in Aberdeenshire, you can follow us on Facebook on the pop-up Conversation Cafe Aberdeenshire page, and you can send us a message to request any further information.